In this video, we'll show you how to change the outer tie rods on your Ford F-150. You can find them on CarParts.com via the link in the description. For safety reasons, we strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Ford F-150 safely. Turn the disc outwards. This will facilitate the following steps. You can now see the outer tie rod. The components to be removed are very often seized up, so don't hesitate to brush and to use penetrating oil to make removal easier. With a marker, trace a line between the inner tie rod and the outer tie rod. This will be useful later on during its assembly and disassembly. With the 24mm wrench, loosen the lock nut on the outer tie rod. Hold the inner tie rod with a 15mm wrench to prevent it from turning. The lock nut is there to prevent any rotation of the two parts towards each other, which could have an impact on the wheel alignment of your vehicle. Remove the cotter pin from the castellated nut of the outer tie rod with pliers. Brush the outer tie rod holding nut and spray it with penetrating oil. Using a 19mm wrench, unscrew the outer tie rod holding nut. If you do not have a ball joint puller, a tool specifically designed for this task, take a hammer and hit the knuckle. The ball joint should come out of the knuckle. Unscrew the nut. The outer tie rod can sometimes be difficult to unscrew. Here's a tip. Use a wrench to rotate the outer tie rod in order to release it by a few threads. Unscrew the outer tie rod and remove it. Use the markings made with the marker to return the lock nut to its original position. Then, measure the distance between the lock nut and the end of the inner tie rod using a caliper. In any case, a wheel alignment check will have to be carried out by a professional soon after having performed this operation. Remove the lock nut from the inner tie rod.
For great content, our best price, and fast shipping, download the CarParts.com app now.
Screw the lock nut back on until the distance measured with the caliper is reached. You can order the outer tie rods used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Take the new outer tie rod and unscrew the lock nut supplied with it. Apply silicone grease to the outer tie rod threads to prevent corrosion over time. Put the outer tie rod back in place until it touches the lock nut. Using a wire brush, scrub the knuckle, then apply silicone grease to the flat part that will be in contact with the sleeve of the outer tie rod. Do not grease the inside of the cone. Use a wrench to rotate the inner tie rod in order to place the outer tie rod in the correct position. Put the outer tie rod back in place in the knuckle. Put the nut supplied with the new part in place and tighten it using a 19mm wrench. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Take the cotter pin and fit it into the castle nut. During this operation, you will work on the steering system of your vehicle. A professional alignment check should be performed to ensure that your steering system is once again perfectly adjusted and functioning. You can now bend the cotter pin. Finish tightening the lock nut using a 24mm wrench by holding the inner tie rod still with the help of a 15mm wrench to avoid damaging the outer tie rod. Screw the grease fitting onto the bottom of the outer tie rod by hand at first. Then, using a small ratchet, a small extender, and a 7mm socket to lock it in place. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put your truck back on the ground before properly fixing the wheels in place. Operation complete.
Quality parts, priced right.